Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, we're going to be talking about the top 10 must-have items in-game. So I'm making this for a couple reasons. Number one, it's the end of the year, so it's a great way to kind of recap sort of all the new content. And number two, you guys have been asking me to do this. Now, as kind of a secondary note, I'm going to be excluding vehicles from this list. We're going to be specifically talking about items, not vehicles. I've done dedicated videos to vehicles, and I wouldn't want to kind of clog up this list with those, so I'll leave a link to it either in the description or at the end of this video, so if you want to go check it out for yourself, you can. With all the way, let's not waste any more time. Let's jump straight into this. Number one spot today, the CEO office. So whether it's Maze Bank, Arcadius, or Lombank, the CEO office gives you so many opportunities. It gives you access to the finance and felony special cargo trading. It gives you access to the import-export vehicle cargo sourcing and selling, as well as the special vehicle works. Now, in addition to that, it gives you a bunch of other upgrades too, like the weapon locker that can be applied, access to the assistant or the secretary who can get you vehicles, who can deliver your cars, get them out of the impound, who can give you free snacks, and so much more. And it also gives you access to the CEO menu, which allows you to call vehicles, use features like CEO blind eye and off the radar and stuff like that. So having a CEO office, incredibly valuable in so many different ways. I can go on and on and on about the CEO office, but we do have a lot to get into today. So that is at the number one spot today. At the number two spot today, an extension of that is the 60-car office garage. So with the CEO office, you actually have the option to purchase a series of 20-car garages for a grand total of 60. And this is by far not only the coolest, but the most efficient and effective way to store your vehicles. Instead of having your cars split across 6 different properties spread out amongst Los Santos, you can have 60 of them in one location, just on different garage floors, which in my opinion is pretty cool. Also, these garages are way more customizable than the ones you'll see in like apartments and houses and whatnot. You can choose the style, the lighting, the signage, everything like that. So it's incredibly cool. These office garages are spires of just epicness, and I really like them. It was one of the best features Rockstar has ever added. Plus, it actually gives you access to your own personal vehicle workshop, which actually players can go in. You can customize your cars in there, and that is customizable as well. It also gets a Christmas tree and has a lounge area. It's just a really cool area. Now, building off of both of those things, you're going to need a vehicle warehouse. So you're going to need a vehicle warehouse in order to do the import-export missions, which to this day is probably still the best, most efficient, and effective way to make money in Grand Theft Auto Online. Without that vehicle warehouse, you can't participate in the sourcing and selling missions. You also can't participate in the special vehicle work, which is kind of mini heist missions revolving around some of those new vehicles that they added. And number three, you can't store the new vehicles like the Ruiner 2000, the Blazer Aqua, stuff like that, without a vehicle warehouse. So it is definitely multi-purpose. It's one of the most valuable things you can own in the game. It's customizable a little bit, like there's 3 different templates, but you should definitely own one of these if you don't already. Massive business opportunities and amazing vehicle storage. All right, at the number 4 spot today, the Biker MC Clubhouse. So just like owning a CEO office, if you own an MC Clubhouse, this gives you the opportunity to so many different things that you can do and explore. Right off the bat, it gives you access to the Open Road website, which is basically like the business service of the biker business, where you can have a whole bunch of different businesses, forgeries, weed farms, counterfeit cash, methamphetamines, cocaine. The biker business also gives you access to 10 more storage spots for your bike, as well as a personal bike mechanic and biker clubhouse contracts that can actually be done inside of the clubhouse themselves. It also gives you access to the biker menu, which once again, just like the CEO feature, gives you access to challenges, biker works, biker features that you can do, managing your biker club. So there's a lot of different things that this gives you access to. It's probably one of the better businesses that you can actually own in the game. And kind of building off of that, and speaking of that, at the number 5 spot today, by far the best business you can own with this is the cocaine lockup. So pretty much everyone else, they're fun. I get them. Methamphetamines, weed, that's cool. But the cocaine lockup is the best bang for your buck. It will make you the most money. So I highly recommend you just focus all your efforts on that. If you're going to get one other, I would either suggest weed or methamphetamines, but the cocaine lockup is the one you need to go for. It makes you by far the most money out of them all. And it's also pretty cool as well. I don't know. I feel like I'm Tony Scarface Montana every time I go into the cocaine lockup, which I think is kind of cool. So definitely do that if you're going to jump into the biker business. Just like the CEO, the import-export vehicle warehouse is the best. The cocaine lockup for the biker clubhouse stuff is by far the best. Okay, the number 6 spot today, the facility. So Rockstar just added the facility in the Doomsday Heist update, and the facility gives us access to a ton of stuff. If it wasn't obvious enough, it's the only way to start the Doomsday Heist DLC. You have to own a facility. Whether you like it or not, it's the only way to get access to the orbital cannon. There's also a bunch of other cool features in there, like the secretaries that give you access to free snacks and whatnot. But one of the biggest things is the vehicle storage facility. This is the only place where you can store certain vehicles, like the Chernobog, the Thruster, the RCV, the Kanjali. Those are the only vehicles that can be stored there. Also, same with the Avenger, the Air MOC of the sky. It's the only place in which you can store this vehicle, and on top of it, it has additional civilian vehicle storage. So many great features of this. Obviously, it's brand new, which makes it pretty important as well. There's also a couple of minor features, like it gives you access to the new strike teams. It can give you access to a gun locker as well if you don't already own that. So owning a facility is a must, especially given all the new content Rockstar has added in the Doomsday Heist DLC. All right, at the number 7 spot, building off of that, the Bunker, which came out in the gun running DLC. Likewise, the Bunker gives you access to a ton of amazing features, including a brand new gun smuggling business opportunity. Just like the Biker DLC, it is passive income, which means you'll be able to just buy supplies and then sell them whenever you want. But it also comes with a bunch of other amazing features as well. For example, the Bunker is the only way in which you can do research. Whether you like it or not, research is a big part of the game. You have to use research to unlock various upgrades and abilities for vehicles and items to make your experience in online better. So that's hugely important. Number 2, it's also the only area in which you can upgrade, buy, and store the MOC, which is another incredibly useful vehicle. It allows you to launch the gun running mini heist missions, which are obviously very impressive. It also gives you access to a bunch of other features like vehicle storage, vehicle upgrades, etc. So this is a hugely important vehicle, and the Bunker is the only place in which it can be stored. So that's why it is definitely a must buy. And what's actually nice is you can get some of them for pretty cheap, especially if you're only using them to do research or if you're only using them to store your mobile operation center. All right, moving on to the number 8 spot today, we have a set of weapons. So I couldn't just put one weapon on this list, but you want to pick out all the best weapons and then have them. So some of the top weapons that come off my head are the Special Carbine Rifle, the Heavy Sniper, the Homing Launcher, the Assault Shotgun, the MG Mark II. You know, all of those weapons I would consider to be in the top 5, 6, or 7 and ones that you need to own because they're pretty good for each situation. Now, you can also certainly make them Mark II variants if you want, like the Special Carbine, the Heavy Sniper. Making them Mark II is only going to make them better. Plus, you get upgrades to, you know, better magazine attachments and stuff like that. So having the best set of weapons in the game is huge. And I know this can be a little bit tricky because the weapon wheel is just a mess, but make sure you're using the best weapons. This will help you in PvP and PvE also. At the number 9 spot today, the Hangar. Now, this one pained me a little bit to put on here because the business associated with the Hangar is absolutely terrible. It's one of the worst businesses ever. In fact, I think it might be the worst business, but the Hangar gives us something special. That is aircraft storage and aircraft customization. There's no other place in the game where you can customize aircrafts. It has to be done in the Hangar. And what's also kind of a nice bonus is you can bring older vehicles into the Hangar too and give them sort of newer features like flares and all that sort of stuff, respraying the paint job. So it is actually a great feature. And like I said, unfortunately, the business aspect of it is so bad, but you can honestly just ignore that because it's so useful for storing such a large number of planes. So it definitely is going to be one of those must-buy items. And finally, at the number 10 spot today, we have armored clothing and armored helmets. So you guys know you can buy those tactical vests and you can also get bulletproof helmets. You need at least one outfit that has this, because you're going to use them for heist missions, you're going to use them for CEO work. They're going to be very helpful in pretty much every single way. So if you don't own one of these, you're really putting yourself at risk. They're especially useful for going for like the criminal mastermind challenges and heist, especially given the fact that we got a new heist, the Doomsday heist. I figured this would be important to throw in here. Even though you will run slower, it will save your life so many times, just like an armored Kuruma or an armored vehicle will save your life as well. So that right there is something you should also own. So that right there is the top 10 must-have items that you need to purchase and own in Grand Theft Auto Online. One honorable mention that I want to throw in at the end, and that is the regular apartment. I was thinking to myself, there's no point for these after all the new items and buildings Rockstar have added. But then I realized the old apartments are the only way in which you can start the 5 original heists. So I will throw that in as an honorable mention, but I don't really do the old heists anymore. They're like 2 or 3 years old. So again, that's why it's an honorable mention on this list. But anyways, that right there is all the information that I'm going to be talking about for you guys in this video today. The top 10 items that I feel like you should have in GTA Online. What would you change or take away from my list? Would you add something? Would you remove something? Let me know your thoughts, opinions, and more in the comment section down below. If you did go on to enjoy this video though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You like daily GTA 5 videos like this. Without the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.